Welcome back to PC Hoops with Coach Kim English. Sam Knox here, joined by Kevin McNamara from the Kevin Mack Sports Hour on WPRO and the KevinMackSports.com. All right, K-Mac, big week for the Friars after a little bit of time off. They're taking on a ranked Marquette team. Haven't seen them in a while. What do you expect in Milwaukee on Wednesday?
I know. How about that? It seems like a long time ago when the Friars got by Tyler Kolek and crew way back in December. And hey, a difficult road game. No two ways about it. You know, Marquette, one of the very best teams in the country, coming down the stretch here. They're playing for seeding just like the Friars are playing to fight their way into the NCAA tournament. So both teams have a lot to play for. It's a difficult road test for the Friars, but it's another one where, you know, if you happen to steal one, that win will put you in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, I was just about to say, 4 games left here. You got Marquette, you got Villanova, Georgetown, and UConn. You have to assume that a win against Marquette or UConn would instantly put you in. So that would be huge for the Friars. Do you think that the time, though, between that game in December has helped the Friars, or has it not helped them in terms of how long it's been since they've seen them?
Well, if you look at it, it's really, you know, it's so long ago. The Friars are just a totally different team. No Bryce Hopkins, right? And this season is really, that's like a line of demarcation before and after Bryce's injury. And the Friars, they've gotten better every week since Bryce's injury, and that's certainly a reflection on Coach English and his staff, and obviously the players as well. With obviously the win over Xavier, the latest big step to keep them alive, keep them going forward, and getting them ready for March.
And this Marquette team has also gotten much better since we saw them at the AMP in December. What will the key for the Friars be to stop this team?
Marquette is a great tempo team. When they run their offense on their terms, they're one of the very best teams in the country, and a team that could go to the Final Four. And that all begins and ends with Tyler Kolek, you know, our friend from Cumberland.
Yeah.
He's played against the Friars so many times. He's had great success and great numbers against the Friars. I'm sure he really enjoys playing against Providence, but he's been on really good teams, you know, and really that's the mix. So to answer your question, try to control the tempo and not have Marquette run up and down the floor where Tyler Kolek can get, you know, 10, 12. I think he had 18 assists in one of his previous games.
Yeah, transition defense will certainly be big. Jaden Pierre, what a game for him in the Friars' last win. Does that put less pressure on Devin Carter and Josh Oduro, knowing that there's another guy here that could potentially really be putting up some good points for them?
Yeah, Sam, I'm glad you brought up Jaden. You know, he's obviously a really key player in a game against Tyler Kolek because he'll see him an awful lot. He's a vital player. And point guard in college basketball is as vital as any position there is. Kim English has been just a firm supporter of Jaden and his talents and his progression really since he arrived at Providence. If you think about it, when he beat him in that one-on-one game, right? We heard so much about way back in March. And he kind of personifies the Friars. When he's playing just okay or struggling, the Friars are going to have a really tough time winning against any good team. When he's playing well, they can play with everybody in the Big East.
Yeah, and then Corey Floyd a few games ago had a 20 points to lead the Friars. So if all those guys can get on the same page, that would be big. Ticket gains is health. How important is that over the stretch here, and how important has this break been to get him back to 100%?
No, good point. You think about it, you know, he obviously made the huge defensive play against Xavier, but he did not play well offensively in that game either. I think he's still adjusting to playing with the mask. I think that the stitches in his eye had as much to do with the mask as anything else. They certainly could have healed much better. His eye could have healed much better in this week off. So I'll be curious to see where he is with the mask going forward. We've yet to see him have a big offensive game since that eye injury. We'll see how it shakes out going forward.
All right, big one against Marquette. 4 games left in this season as PC looks to solidify a spot in the big dance. Kevin McNamara, as always, thank you for joining us here on PC Hoops with Coach Kim English. We will be right back after the break.